Uh, we will be doing this meeting via Zoom webinar. I can hear someone talking faintly.
I apologize, Chair Carter. I was not on mute.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll start my call to order again. Due to provisions of the governor's executive orders N2520 and N2920, which suspend certain requirements of the Brown Act, and the order of the health officer of the county of Sonoma to shelter in place to minimize the spread of COVID-19, the subdivision committee will be conducting today's meeting in a virtual setting using Zoom webinar. The committee chair and staff are participating from remote locations and are practicing appropriate social distancing. Members of the public may view and listen to the meeting as noted on the city's website and as noted on the agenda. Members of the public wishing to speak during public comment or during our public hearing will be able to do so by raising their hand and will be given the ability to address the committee. Do we move on to public comments now? Okay. This is the part of the agenda where we take public comments on non-agenda matters. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you are dialing via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes with a countdown timer shown on the screen for your convenience and the convenience of the viewers. Please be sure to unmute yourself when you are prompted to do so. Recording secretary, do we have any members of the public that wish to comment on non-agenda items?
We have no hands raised at this time, and I apologize, I was on mute. I just want to state for the record that all panelists, including the chair, are present today.
Okay, thank you. We'll give it a minute here, but it doesn't look like we're going to have any need for public comment on 9 agenda items, so I'll move on to item number 3, scheduled items. We'll go to item 3.1. This is a public hearing item. The Brush Creek minor subdivision, previously adopted mitigated negative declaration and a minor tentative map for 2210 Brush Creek Road, file number MIN 20-002 PRJ 20-008. As this is a public hearing, we need to have ex parte disclosure. Are there any disclosures that members of the committee wish to make at this time? I can disclose that I visited the site on previous planning commission actions, and that's all I have to disclose. Planner Tumians, are you ready to begin the presentation?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, then let's have it.
Okay. Thank you, Chair Carter. This is the Brush Creek Minor Subdivision tentative map at 2210 Brush Creek Road. Just to give you a little bit of background, on August 23rd, 2022, the council approved a general plan amendment from very low density residential to low density residential and a pre-zoning to R16 single family residential to allow a 4-lot subdivision with the remainder on the subject property. Any future development beyond the map will require a building permit. And so on November 26, 2018, city staff held a neighborhood meeting for the project. On May 27, 2021, staff requested that the Waterways Advisory Committee advise the council and this committee as to whether the proposed subdivision is consistent with the citywide Creek Master Plan, general plan goals and policies and design guidelines for development near waterways. And they agreed that the proposed design and the way that the setbacks are proposed do align with the Creek Master Plan, general plan goals and design guidelines. On July 2nd, 2021, a notice of application was sent to neighboring property owners and occupants. On July 14, 2022, the Planning Commission adopted resolutions recommending the approval of the general plan amendment, pre-zoning, and annexation of this property and the entire county island that it was a part of. And then on August 23rd, the council approved the annexation, general plan amendment, and pre-zoning, and adopted a mitigated negative declaration for the project. Project is located in the northeast quadrant of the city off of Brush Creek Road. And the parcel outlined in blue is the parcel that is subject to the requested tentative map. The parcels directly south of the property were included in the annexation and pre-zoning. And as you can see, the general plan designation was changed to low density residential, which would allow for the type of density that they're requesting. And I just want to draw your attention to the parcels to the north and their configuration and lot size. The proposed lot split is in a similar density and configuration as the properties to the north. There's an existing residence off of Brush Creek Road that will remain, that will be the remainder parcel. And the 4 new parcels directly behind it will take access off of Lyric Lane. There will be improvements required along Lyric Lane. And the creek is directly to the rear of the property. And there is a required creek setback for that property all the way in the back. And again, we've already gone over this, but the low density residential allows 2 to 8 dwelling units per acre, and the zoning is R16, which allows single family residential. The requested parcel configuration meets the density and zoning requirements. The resulting lot sizes will be in conformance with the R16 zoning designation. There were some public comments throughout the process. Main concerns are traffic impacts and elimination of open space in a fire-prone area. The city traffic division stated that the proposed subdivision would not generate an amount of traffic that would impact level of service. And the project would be below the 110 vehicle trips per day that would trigger vehicle miles traveled or VMT analysis. The site is designated by the general plan for housing, even when it was very low, not open space. And the parcel map will include all necessary public and on-site improvements that should prevent any issues. And again, on August 9th, the council approved a resolution adopting a mitigated negative declaration for this project. And the project description included analysis of this proposed parcel map. And there have been no changes since the council adopted that MND. With that, the Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that the subdivision committee grant approval of the Brush Creek minor subdivision. The applicant's engineer is present if you have any questions of the applicant team.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tumians. The applicant does not wish to make a presentation at this time, is that correct?
I don't think they have a separate presentation, but they're available if there are any questions or comments.
And are there any committee members with questions for the applicant at this time?
I have no questions.
Okay. Then I guess we're at the point where we can take public comments on this item. Do we have any members of the public that wish to speak on this item?
We have no raised hands at this time.
I'm not entirely familiar with the process here. We have no resolution that we have to propose. Is that correct?
That is correct. And just as a procedural point, you have opened up the public hearing, which is also the public comment. And then when you are ready to have that stop, just let me know and we'll close the public hearing.
Okay. Do we continue to have no raised hands from the public?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, at this time, I will close the public hearing on this item.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So I believe we have the procedure is to the 3 committee members to vote yes or no on the proposed subdivision after any discussion you might want to have. I think that's the next step.
That is correct. Chair Carter, when you're ready for that, please just let me know you'd like me to take a vote.
Okay. I have no questions. Do the staff committee members have any questions or further information they'd like to provide at this time? Oh, I guess, did I close the public hearing? I did, didn't I?
You did.
Okay. Then I see no comments or questions from the committee members. I think we, at this time, will take a vote. Can the secretary take the vote, call the roll?
Absolutely. Supervising Engineer Douglas,
I vote yay.
Planner Timians,
Aye.
and Chair Carter.
I here also. So the approval carries 3-0. And that concludes our agenda for today. If there's nothing further from staff, I can adjourn the meeting. Oh, can Ms. Cleary, can you announce the results of the vote, please?
Oh, certainly. The request has passed unanimously,
Thank you.
or the recommendation rather.
All right. Well, that concludes that item and our agenda, and I will adjourn the meeting at this time. Thank you all for your help.
Slay.